Hey Amu, great to have you back on the show, man.
Man, glad to be back. It's been a bit, but miss being back speaking with you, man. How you been, Sia?
I'm good, thanks to yourself, man. I mean, it hasn't been that long.
That is true, but when you're stuck working, it feels like forever.
It definitely feels like a lifetime. I remember last time I had you on, you spoke about the future of UX and UI, and you mentioned AI. I wanted to go deep in the rabbit hole, if you don't mind. Like, how do you think AI is gonna affect your industry? Because I've seen a lot of people either having a really positive or negative response in other industries.
To be honest, with AI right now, I think we don't yet know fully what it's gonna do for us as designers in my industry, but it's definitely taking away a lot of jobs, and I think in retrospect, it's also gonna create new jobs that we just don't know of yet right now, because designers will always have to be there to give the green light, to double check and make sure that things are working correctly. But yeah, I'll say that AI, I think at best, I would love for it to become a tool that we use just like anything else instead of it replacing the entire pipeline. And funny enough, that's what I'm working on right now in my research paper. My focus and my topic, which is AI and creativity. Yeah.
Would you want to speak more on that?
I would, but there are a lot of incomplete points that I'm still working through and a lot of reading material. So I think I wouldn't be able to say a lot about it because we just got our topics 2 weeks ago. So I'm quite fresh in it, but I still hold that as a point that I would love to see in the readings that I'm going through to understand how and where AI will help us, potentially as a creative tool. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Hopefully, next time I get you on here, I get to pick your brain more on the topic.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think once I'm done going through all those papers, I'll have something far more concrete to say.
That's fair, man. That's fair. You don't want to speak without your research to back you.
That's true.
What do you see for the UI and UX space in general moving forward? Like, what's something that's particularly sticks out at you?
Particularly, it's the merging of UX and UI. That those two roles don't seem to be separate anymore. That in the past, 3 years, 4 years ago, when I was looking at the space, those were two clearly defined spaces. But the more the years go, they've been merging together where someone is just a UX and UI designer, with the umbrella term of like product designer, but the two roles aren't there anymore, from what I'm seeing. And I think it's just an evolving, for having one person making these multi decisions.
It definitely does sound like a very large shoe to fit, big role. How would you describe UX, like to break them down separately?
So with UI, user interface, that pertains to how things look. It's basically like your visual design. And for you to actually have a good UI, it has to be informed by a UX, which is your user experience. So, how an app, for example, or a system works will also determine, within different contexts, how the interface might look. And within, encompassing both of these terms, you have product design, which is the actual driver for what you're actually making. So that's how I class them. It's kind of like a step ladder out from one level to the next, all of them while being encompassed. Yeah.
Would you say UI and UX is merging together? Like you really need to know both? You have to have a really good understanding of how to build the interface for certain products in order to provide a good experience, or am I not fully getting it?
No, you 100% hit it on the nail. They're equally just as important. I mean, This is there actually a question about form and function. That UX is function and UI is form. Now, having a good balance of both will give you a good, output. And having an imbalance, I mean, something can look extremely, beautiful, well designed, but if it doesn't work, it's really hard for you to actually connect with it and actually want to go back. We've all seen these from, various apps and websites where, it does look good, but it maybe doesn't work as well. And the opposite is also true, where if you don't have a good visual interface, there's a high chance that people won't actually know what is what, where to go, what to do, what to press. And I think yeah, that's a better way of classing them as form and function. Yeah,
Definitely think we need more people in your industry because there are plenty of products, websites, apps, and stuff like that where I feel like one of the two is lacking. Sometimes both, but normally with popular things, it's one of the two is being held behind. So I definitely feel the importance of your job.
no, definitely. Yeah, I also hope that more of us are able to help out in more industries and give guidance and leadership as to how these different systems should actually work for the end user. Yeah.
Would you say the UI and UX space is still in its early stages, midway through its life cycle, or like how would you describe it right now?
I would say it's still in its early stages. It's one of those jobs that didn't exist, like I think like 40 years ago, 50 years ago. They haven't been. We haven't had interfaces as intricate as we have right now, where a single person is given the responsibility to take care of that. So it's fairly young, and I think there's room for a lot of growth. But what UX and UI might look like in 5 to 10 years could look completely different to what I'm doing right now. But I think it really hasn't yet reached its potential. Definitely, yeah.
And with that, I would like to say thank you for your time, and I'll see you again.
Shout out to you. Bye.